Hi everyone, it's Jeanette here from the Sewing Studio with, as you can see in front of me, some really lovely brightly coloured fabrics. Now, can you tell Amy's had a lot of input in this? She loves her brights. And she's picked out a pattern for me to show you all today. So we're going to be looking at the techniques, and it's one that we found in the book, which is Quilts From Quarters from Pam and Nicky Lintott. Now, anybody that's watched this before knows I love a Pam and Nicky pattern stroke quilt. So the one we're going to be doing is called Hearts and Crosses. Let me just find it here in the book for you. So that's the pattern, that's how it's going to look. But instead of this white, we've got this really bright neon pink. It reminds me of the 1980s for sure. So we're going to be having a look at how to do the heart block and how to do the crosses block, the techniques for both of those. So let's just put that book aside for the moment, and let's just pull this one in to show you what the heart block looks like. Now, as you can see here, we've used some Kaffe Fasset fabrics, and so this is a really good one for using up your sort of offcuts and bits and pieces. Now, this uses one sort of giant piece for the bottom and two separate pieces for the top, but you could make it sort of completely scrappy and either patchwork this or definitely sort of make that in 4 sections. That would also work, but I really like this block because the way it's made means that this comes together because we're using such big pieces really quickly. So it's a 12.5-inch block, so it will finish at 12 inches. So, you know, you're not going to need too many to make the quilt. Let me just bring in the second block of this, which is the crosses one. Also, another one that's going to utilise your little offcuts and scraps bits, because we don't want to be wasting any of those gorgeous coloured fabrics. So let's make the heart first. So I'm going to take my big rectangular fabrics. Now, it's not my pattern, so I can't give away all the sizes, but I say it's all there in the pattern in the book for you. So we take our large square or rectangular fabric, which is going to be the bottom of the heart, and a large square of our background fabric, and we're going to just sort of snowball the corners, or stitch and flip is another name for it. So I'm just going to, you don't need to light on the fabric first. I've just done that out of, I don't know, habit probably. I'm just going to draw a line corner to corner, and that's our sewing line. So you can see there I've drawn the line, and I'm just going to sew. We're going to cut away this piece here, so I'm just going to sew just to the outside, just touching, my stitching is just going to touch the outside of that line there. Now, before I trim anything away, I always just do a double check and just sort of fold that piece of fabric back and just make sure I'm happy with that sort of coming up to those edges, which I am, so I can take that to the iron now. Now we're going to just trim away those 2 bottom layers of fabric. Couldn't see my rotary cutter then, and it was right in front of my face. Now, don't throw those away, keep hold of those. And now we can put our second piece on. Now, because we're making this sort of pointy shape, we want that line coming in towards that one. And we're just going to repeat that, do the same again. So there it is, that is that bottom of the heart sewn together really nice and quickly. So let's turn our attention to these top sections. I'm going to repeat the process. We're just using smaller pieces of rectangles and squares. So I'm going to work on both at the same time here. So we're going to take our squares, draw diagonal lines on the back of all of them, and then flip and stitch or snowball those corners again. So this time the line on this side needs to be going from sort of top right to bottom left. So there's our line there. I'm just going to put a pin to hold it, and the same with that one. So we're just going to sew to the outside of the lines again. Now on these, because they don't overlap, let me just bring that in. because they don't overlap, we can put the second squares on before we sort of take to the iron and trim. Just be aware the directions of the lines. So this one here is now going from the bottom right to the top left to make the right shape. So that one's going to go on there like so. So there's those 2 pieces sewn with our seams going towards the centre. So we're going to take them to the iron, give them a press, and then we're going to cut away the excess fabrics. So that's our 2 top sections. Now, because this isn't a precise way of putting on your corners, what I generally do at this point is I just put it back under the ruler and just trim off any bit that pokes out. Sometimes it's just a tiny little slither. So you can see that that's all that was. So now we can sew these 2 pieces together to form that top row, and then that unit gets added to the bottom of the heart. Now I'm actually, because at the moment I've pressed all of those seams under the pink, but actually if I take that back to the iron and repress, so those 2 go under the green, we'll be able to nest those seams there. So let me just quickly do that. There we are. So if I turn that over, you've got one side, the seam is going under the pink, and on the other side, it's going under the green fabrics. So that will just mean that that bit there, we can nest because the seams are going in opposite directions. So I'm just going to put them together and give them a little rub. I'm actually going to, just at the machine here, I'm actually just going to finger press that seam open. I'm going to grab the bottom piece of my heart and then pin and just sew them together again. So there's that heart. Now, just to show you, I pressed the seam down towards the bottom of the heart there, just because that's the path of least resistance, and the seam wanted to go that way. So there we are. Now, as I was ironing that, and I flipped that over to see that side, it made me smile. I really like that colour combination. That green and that red together really brought a smile to my face. So there's our 2 big hearts, looking lovely, bright and colourful. So let's turn our attention to the cross block. So here you've just got a tiny little bit of piecing in the centre, and then the rest is all background. So this also goes fairly quickly. Now in the pattern, in the book, Pam and Nicky have you strip piece some of the sections for this. So I've just got a little mini version here to do. So let's start there. So I'm just going to sew these 2 background pieces onto that centre strip. Now, so whilst I was sewing that, I just had a thought, because I was thinking sometimes I start on a little scrap piece of fabric and sometimes I don't, and we may get some questions about why I do that. And if it's a little small piece, I tend to start on a starter scrap, and that just makes sure that the needle doesn't push the fabric down into the throat plate. So that's why sometimes you see me using a scrap piece of fabric, but if it's a bigger piece and I don't think I'm going to have that problem, I don't. So once we have our strip set, like I say, mine's just a little mini version of the strip set, we're then going to cut it into the size pieces we're going to need. And then they're simply just going to get added to either side of that centerpiece. Now, because that's such a small piece, if I was at home, I probably wouldn't bother pinning, but I will, just because I've got to move it, carry it to the machine. But I'm going to take that piece with me. There we are. So there's that bit. Now to turn it on point, we're going to take one of the squares, let's say the size will be in the directions, and we're going to cut it across both diagonals. Now I could have done with the rotating cutting mat, but I'll move myself. We had the rotating cutting mat out and I put it away thinking I wasn't going to need it. So there we are. So then we're going to put these. So I work in opposites. So I'm going to do one on that side, one on that side, and then we'll put the other two on. So let me just do that. Now I am actually going to find the center. And line that up. Now just be careful when you're ironing these, because we have got some bias edges. So just sort of iron gently. Now you might want to use a bit of best press or flatter or anything like that, that just helps sort of stabilize your fabrics a little bit more, because it can be quite easy to distort them. So just sort of press them gently, don't be sort of moving your iron too much. And then the same, we can put these other two on. So I'm going to find the center again. And I just do a double check. I just flick it over and just make sure it looks like I've got a similar amount hanging off either end. So there I was just trimming off the dog ears really from that. So once we've got that, that's our center unit net. And it's just a matter of now of putting our side pieces and our top and bottom pieces on with 1/4 inch seams. So let me quickly do that and then I'll meet you back here. So there it is. Our nice little cross blocks. So both of those really quite quick blocks to do. Now if I was doing this all as a quilt, I would probably do all my heart blocks first and get into the groove of doing that, and then do all my crosses blocks and get into the groove of that, and then put them all together. But it's a really lovely quilt. So let me just show you the sort of little layout of it there. So like I say, really nice one. This is in Pam and Nicky's book, so they've designed it to work with fat quarters, but I also think this would work really well using your offcuts and your fabric scraps to do this, in particular in these little cross blocks. You could use up all your little elements of that and make the blocks a bit scrappier, the heart blocks a bit scrappier if you so wanted. So thank you to Pam and Nicky for their inspiration. It's a lovely, lovely quilt. There's a few quilts in this book I'd actually like to make. So you might see another one a little bit later on that I've chosen out of that book as well, particularly if we see a nice fabric range that we think that would go with it. So let me just lay those blocks out. Let me put the book down there so you can begin to see how it's going to look. I really like that green with that pink. Like I say, yeah, it's definitely some Amy influence here on the choice of background. But I think we both agreed when we saw this really nice bright pink, we thought actually that really sort of pops some of the Kaffe colours really nicely. So that's what those blocks are going to look like, and in no time at all you're going to have a lovely quilt. So I hope you enjoyed that project. Thank you for spending some time here with us again today, and please do join us again next time in the sewing studio.